The Bare Naked Ladies passed through southern Ontario last week on their Blam tour, promoting the release of two albums, Bare Naked Ladies Are Me and the accompanying Bare Naked Ladies Are Men, the result of a 29-song working session recorded in the fall of 2005. TheSpec.com caught up with Jim Creeggan, bass player for Bare Naked Ladies, backstage on tour.
First off, do you have any special influence from, say, Hamilton or Hamilton artists that you are keen on or like to listen to?
Well, Daniel Lanois is a big influence for me, especially his solo album, For the Love of Winona, I think it is. Yeah, it was a big song for me, a big album, around 1994 or 3 when it came out. And I think it influenced a lot of the guys in my band too. Just sonically and his songwriting on that record was so took you somewhere. It challenged you. It didn't sound like anything else that came out at that time.
Jim's songwriting has taken flight again with the song Peterborough and the Kawarthas on the new album.
How difficult is it with writing talent like Stephen and Ed and Kevin and all that, and I know you do a lot of your own, to get a song onto an album for the Bare Naked Ladies?
Well, you never know when you're writing a song for the band if you know if it's going to appear on the record. It has to work somehow for the band. The band has to come to it and really own it. So best you can do is just offer something up. And it was just lucky that I mean with that song in particular, I really like what each guy from the Ladies brought to the song. So I'm a huge fan of the song, and it's amazing the process it went through from just me sort of plunking it out on a guitar to bring it to the band and everybody doing their own parts to it. So,
do you feel, because of the particular element of that song being very Canadian, do you feel any extra pressure to have to be Canadian as the Bare Naked Ladies, or do you add that pressure on yourselves?
I think when it comes to the songwriting process, I think the most important thing is just to do whatever, write about things that mean something to yourself, and that song, I listen to a lot of CBC radio, and they do the weather forecast, and so I just like the way the weather region of Peterborough and the Kawarthas sounded to my ears. I just keep on hearing it on the hour after hour. And I just thought about, wow, that sounds like an amazing place. I know where it is, but I bet you it would be a really beautiful place to live. And then the song morphed into a song about missing my son, and a fictional story of missing your son. I have a son, but missing a son who lives in Peterborough and the Kawarthas, and trying to keep in touch with him through listening to the weather forecast.
Let's go back to the early days of the Bare Naked Ladies. Your brother was part of the band.
That's right.
And then he chose to do other ventures, and Kevin Hearn replaced him. What's that like for the remaining brother?
I think it was a positive thing that Andy left. He was able to go. I think one of the reasons why he left was he wanted to study classical music and study the composers, and he just had a whole range of music that he wanted to immerse himself in. So he went to McGill and studied Brahms and Stravinsky and Debussy, and Kevin came in and he was ready for the job. And he just came from a band that just split up called the Look People, and what was really interesting, we just went on a cruise, and we brought all our side projects on the cruise to be part of the entertainment, and it was the whole cruise was filled with our fans. So. Andy came on the cruise, and he played some songs with the ladies as well, and it was a real reunion. And another thing that's been great is because Andy learned how to orchestrate with the symphony, he has been orchestrating our parts for our songs that we've done with the Boston Pops and with the Toronto Symphony. So in a way, it's a full circle. He left, and now he has the skill of orchestrating symphonies, and he knows us better than anybody else, and he knows that symphonic world as well. So it's a perfect job for him to do for us. It's great.
Now, you were involved with another side project with, I believe, Stephen, the As You Like It music for Stratford.
That's right. The whole band was involved with that.
Was-
I think Bare Naked Ladies is looking for different musical experiences. I think that's something. If it's something like creating music for the Stratford stage, that's pretty exciting for us because it's such a tradition to go and see a Stratford plays, and so when they asked us, it was a huge honor, and so. And for us, it's great to sort of branch out and try our music in different scenes, different environments, and so that was a huge honor to do that. And it was also we got to create music around Shakespeare's lyrics, which was great. I mean, I really I figured out that Shakespeare really has he knows how to put some pen to paper. Good writer.